Hello, and thank you for tuning in to T.E.M. Video. This is Extra Innings with the Greensboro Grasshoppers. We're your amazing hosts, Acacia Booker
and Jonathan Rogashad. We have a jam-packed show for you all, so be sure to stick around. Today, we have a very special guest joining us on the show, the Assistant and General Manager of the Hoppers, Mr. T.E.M. Vangel. But before we get into that, Acacia, why don't you tell the folks at home what our last show was like in case they missed it?
So last show, we had Mr. Donald Moore, the President and General Manager, and we also had Mr. Tristan Pompey, who was the center fielder of the Greensboro Grasshoppers.
Yeah, two really great interviews. And the first one, Donald Moore, we really gained a lot about the history of the Hoppers. What did you get from his interview in particular?
I thought it was interesting. Like, most of the workers have been there more than 10 years. So that's about when they went to the Grasshopper Stadium.
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. And I think what's also interesting is that interviewing Tristan Pompey, we got to know a lot about his background, his family, and stuff like that. Yeah.
So that was very interesting.
Yeah.
Him and his brother being in the same, they're about to be in the same league, so.
Yeah, if Tristan gets called up to the majors, then they will both play in the same league.
Yeah. So after this break, we'll be right back with an interview from Mr. T.E.M. Vangel.
Stay tuned after this commercial break for more Extra Innings with the Hoppers.
Welcome back to T.E.M. Video, where you're watching Extra Innings with the Greensboro Grasshoppers. Before the break, we recapped our previous show, just in case you missed it.
Now we're sitting with Mr. T.E.M. Vangel, who is the Assistant General Manager of the Greensboro Grasshoppers. Thank you for joining us today, and how are you doing?
Oh, well, thanks for having me. Appreciate
it. No problem. Thank you for coming. So what does your job as the Assistant General Manager entail?
A lot of things. So basically I oversee all of our staffing. So hire all of our game day staff, ticket takers, ushers, parking attendants, as well as concessions employees. We just took food and beverage in-house, so anything that deals with concessions. And the general upkeep of the stadium, do some sales, and just the general business of the organization to make sure we're making money.
Okay. That's great.
And so how many employees do you work with on like a daily basis?
So on any given day, we'll just give you an idea. We have about 17, 18 full-time staff in the office. We have another 7 interns. And over the course of the summer, we employed 300 seasonal staff. On any given night, if it's a Friday or Saturday and we're kind of maxed out, we might have 135, 140 working in food and beverage, and then another 60 work in operations. So it could be 220 on a specific night.
Wow. Wow.
And how long have you worked with the Grasshoppers?
Too long. I've worked with the team let's see, since 2002, the fall of 2002. Full-time, I've been with them since May of 2004. So this is my 14th season with them. Wow. So quite a long time. It's my only job that I've ever had after college.
Wow.
So why is it important to you to have like a career related to baseball?
Well, initially I didn't think I'd be working in baseball. But I played baseball in college. I enjoyed baseball, and I was given the opportunity to work in this industry. And it's a really fun industry to be in. Yeah. You provide memories for life, and you're around. I get to continue around baseball, although I don't like to watch as many games now because I see too many already. But it's a fun environment.
So yeah, I know you went to A&T, Aggie Pride.
Aggie Pride, absolutely.
Have you gone to any games at A&T?
Oh yeah, so I'll go back quite a bit. We have an alumni game that we do every year, and that coincides with the weekend. That'll be a conference tournament. We'll do a cookout, and I'll pop into Memorial whenever we can. It's right down the road, and they're free games, and why not attend? And they had a really good year this year.
That's great. Okay, so what is your best memory at your job right now at the Grasshoppers?
But right now, the best memory probably happened last weekend. I have a young son. He's a year and a half old, and my parents and my wife came to the game, and every Sunday we do Kids Run the Bases.
Yes.
And they came out for Run the Bases, and then I got to kind of spend some more time with him, and he got to just run out on the field. And with having my parents there, my wife there, it was a good afternoon.
Yeah. Sounds great.
Yeah. So you talked a little bit about your career. You want to have a career related to baseball, but who did you work for before the Grasshoppers?
So, I mean, again, it's just been part-time jobs because there was literally the day after I graduated, I was offered a full-time position with the Bats at the time. Prior to that, I worked in our chemical engineering lab over at A&T. I've worked as a lifeguard. I've worked as a baseball coach. I did a lot of swim lessons when I was younger. So like some just odds and ends stuff kind of through high school, through college, and then really started working with the team in my junior year of college.
Wow.
All right, so what skills are necessary for your job?
So the biggest ones, the willingness to work long hours.
Right.
We'll on a game day, we'll get into the stadium about 9 a.m. and the game starts at 6. Employees start to show up at 5. The game lasts about 3.5 hours. Then we have fireworks after it if it's a Friday or a Saturday. So I might work 15 hours a day, on a game day. So it's the willingness to work the hours. And a lot for our interns, it's, hey, are you ready for this? We're to play 70 games, and those 70 games were 14, 15 hours a day. So until you understand the time commitment, and it's not just when we have games, there's so much that leading up to it that it takes to get everything ready for what we have going on. It's the hours. Yes. Then it's the ability to work in a team environment. We're a small staff. Everybody does a little bit of everything. You have to work well with others. If not, it's going to make it a challenging environment. And the other is just being outgoing. You are going to deal with a lot of people, and everybody has an opinion. So you want to be out there and you want to do your best, getting involved and kind of showing your face and trying to help them out, but then also doing it with a smile and knowing that you're going to get those different opinions, and everybody wants something different. They want it their way, so that's kind of how the ability to adjust is also a big one. Getting a degree in sports management or a business degree or finance, depending upon what you want to do, graphic design, those things are important. But I think it's really the work ethic and the understanding of the time commitment. Those are the biggest things.
Yeah.
I think also, I feel like having a passion for it as well, definitely.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you don't have a passion in anything that you're doing, you're probably not going to be as successful as you possibly can be.
Right.
And even though I didn't anticipate getting into this, I definitely have a passion for it now, knowing what goes on and knowing what I have the ability to do for others. It's enjoyable.
What do you think that your passion, how do you think that affects the people you work with?
Well, everybody sees how I work and the efforts that I'll put in, those who work under me or with me. And I think that when you ask somebody to do something, it's like, well, I don't want to do that. But if they see me doing it, then, it's kind of tough to say that.
Right.
So really just putting in the effort, having a good work ethic, and hopefully, other individuals will kind of follow suit.
That's right. All right, so I want to thank Mr. Vanjo for taking the time with us.
Yeah, no, thank you very much for having me.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it. Thanks for coming out to the ballpark, and can't wait to see what you guys put together.
Yeah,
Thank you,
and we will be right back after this commercial break.
Stay tuned after this commercial break for more Extra Innings with the Hoppers. T.E.M. Video Studio. A full production facility. 4K capability. State-of-the-art facility. Call us today, 336-698-9095.
Those are some really good interviews, Jonathan.
Yeah, I really enjoyed talking to everyone. All right, we'll catch you all back after this.
Stay tuned after this commercial break for more Extra Innings with the Hoppers.
where you're watching Extra Innings with the Greensboro Grasshoppers. If you enjoyed our last guest, then you'll enjoy this segment. The fans are such a big part of the game, so we talked to a few. Jonathan, it looks like you had a great time interviewing them.
I really did. We had a lot of great interviews and some quite interesting answers. Let's take a look. So Keith, what is your favorite part of coming out to the ballpark?
The atmosphere is great. I like, baseball, of course, and just watching the Grasshoppers do their things.
And what about yourself?
Oh, I like the same thing. I like to watch the baseball and the Grasshoppers and just giving out prizes.
That's right. Good answers. So Sandra, what do you think is the most unique thing about the Grasshoppers?
I like the dog. When the dog comes out and gets the bats and the balls. I mean, it's kind of different because you don't really see that at other games and stuff.
You know they recently had a new bat dog come in.
I heard they did that. Didn't the other? I heard the other one passed away or something happened. It got too old.
Yeah.
Well, I really enjoy watching the team. I come out, I'm a diehard Yankees fan. Knowing Jeter's a part of the organization is something that attracts me to come down here.
So, what brings you here constantly? What makes you want to come back? Is that
my first game of the season? So, brought my 5-year-old down for his first baseball game ever. He loves the playground.
You gotta give me loving and you gotta give me some. You gotta give me loving and you gotta come down.
So Shayna, what is your favorite part of coming out to the ballpark?
Just having something fun to do with my kids.
So what do you think is the most unique thing about the Grasshoppers?
I think just this is a hometown team and people want to come and support the local team, so yeah.
What do you think the Grasshoppers does for the city of Greensboro in particular?
I just think it gets everybody out on a Monday night, which is awesome. Just kind of the community feel, which is, what Greensboro is really working on doing a lot more of that, and that's pretty cool to see everybody kind of come out and support the local team and just the city in general.
Absolutely. All right, thank you for your time.
I really did have a great time doing the show with you.
I did too. I really learned so much about the Grasshoppers and baseball in general.
Me too. I didn't really know a lot about baseball, and I got to meet a real live baseball player.
Yeah, I bet that was really cool. And I got to meet so many of the staff over at the Grasshoppers organization.
Yeah, I thought it was really interesting. So we want to thank all of our guests. This is your host, Acacia Booker.
And Jonathan Robichaud signing off. Thank you all so much over at the Grasshoppers organization. We really appreciate you all making this show possible.
Have a wonderful day, everyone.